Travelers are drawn to the world's most fascinating places. These locations, from the tropics to the Himalayas, are favorites of those in search of both relaxation and adventure. Unique locations may sometimes be dangerous ones. Both natural hazards and human criminals pose threats. It's not all bad news, but you should exercise caution in some places. See below for a list of potentially dangerous tourist spots. Today I'm gonna blow your minds with some fantastic things. Follow me and click the subscribe button to be the first to see our newest and finest videos. Let's talk about first place, Skeleton Coast, harsh climate. Skeleton Coast is at the very end of the earth and is both empty and full of people. From Swakopmund, which used to be a German colony, to the border with Angola, which is 500 kilometers away, there are a lot of coastlines. Over the years, there have been numerous shipwrecks here, and the vast stretches of the beach are littered with the remains of humans and animals. Adventure tour companies in Swakopmund offer day trips to the southern part of the Skeleton Coast where dangerous animals roam. Second place, Death Valley National Park, California, USA. It becomes hotter and drier than anywhere else in the United States than Death Valley National Park. It is true to its billing. In the 19th century, many gold miners perished on its soil as they rushed from one location to another in quest of precious metal. Although the annual death toll in Death Valley has decreased, it might still reach 10. The primary threat to vacationers is the scorching heat. The summertime highs vary from 50 degrees Celsius to 57 degrees, with significant decreases at night. Coyotes, rattlesnakes, scorpions, and black widow spiders are some of the venomous species that call the valley home. It is conceivable to stumble across covert marijuana cultivation in an area prone to flash floods and mudslides due to heavy rainfall. You may wonder why someone would want to visit such a risky location. As a first point, these locations have an otherworldly appearance. There are canyons, canyon rims, clay deserts, dunes, salt plains, and a rainbow of mountains here. The best known destinations include the points of Zabriskie Point and Dante's View, the colorful hills of Artist Palate, the odd salt marsh of Badwater Basin, the breathtaking Mosaic Canyon, and the ephemeral racetrack Playa Lake, famous for the moving boulders in its center. Third place is Acapulco, Mexico. Not too long ago, the city was known as a safe and posh vacation spot. Even though it's still legal to visit Acapulco, the city has lost a lot of tourists since 2014 because of a rising gang violence and drug-related murders. Recent data shows that this city, known as the murder capital of Mexico, with a murder rate that is among the highest in the world, with 142 murders per 100,000 people. Most crimes in Acapulco happen outside the resorts, so people tell tourists not to go out. Fourth place is Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Rio de Janeiro is well known as one of the best places to go on vacation. You will have a vacation you will never forget because of the beautiful scenery and calm atmosphere. People come to the city not only because of its natural beauty, but also because of its lively nature. But Brazil has a high unemployment rate because the country is still growing. People from all over Brazil look for work in cities like Rio, but many go back home without a job. Because of this, crime is widespread and tourists should be cautious. Fifth place is the Danakil Desert, Ethiopia. The Danakil Desert in Ethiopia is one of the hottest and driest places on Earth. It also is one of the lowest points on Earth and looks like it's from another planet. There are lava-spewing volcanoes, multicolored hydrothermal fields, and substantial salt flats that will leave you speechless. In the far north of the Great Rift Valley, past active volcanoes and far from the Red Sea, there is a deadly desert covered with more than 10 lakh tons of salt. Mekelle is an excellent place to start exploring this exciting area because it has long, rough, sandy dirt roads needed to get around. In this barren area, many active volcanoes send poisonous gases into the air. 6th place is Kalalau Trail, Hawaii. In Kauai, the oldest island in the Hawaiian chain, the Kalalau Trail goes through the beautiful Napali Coast State Wilderness Park. Those willing to try to trek there can see the Pacific Ocean, coastal cliffs, steep slopes of sleeping volcanoes, green valleys, and a white sand beach. Keep in mind, though, that this path is beautiful but could be dangerous. This trail starts at Key Beach and goes into the Kalalau Valley. From the middle of the path, it takes 2 days, 35 kilometers, and a lot of physical fitness to get both trailheads. When it rains a lot, the rivers in the mountains turn into dangerous roaring torrents, and hikers must constantly watch out for falling rocks as they slog through the forests. Some hikers have died or been seriously hurt because waterfalls force them off the trail. But the beaches that the path goes over are the most significant danger. At first glance, they look like they would be friendly, but swimming in the ocean or walking near, it could have terrible results. This area has high waves, strong undercurrents, and a rocky shoreline with many nasty shocks. More than 100 people have died tragically on the shore parts of the trail. The Hanakapai is the most dangerous of them all. 7th place are the Gates of Hell, Turkmenistan. Scientists who accidentally opened the gates to hell made a giant crater burning methane gas for decades. It was a terrible choice made by brilliant people. The experts thought that burning off the natural gas would be a simple way to keep the air quality in the Karakum Desert good, since the fire would go out in a few weeks. But even though more than 50 years have passed, the fires are still burning. The most dangerous place on Earth is the Davarsa crater, which is often called the Gates of Hell. People who aren't afraid of fire would never go there. But that's because they aren't careful, not because of the area. Deadly. We must take serious steps to protect the Earth before it's too late. Even now, it's too late. The doors to the underworld are wide open. 8th place is Huashan, China. The middle region of the Celestial Empire, Shaanxi Province, is home to Huashan, one of the sacred holy mountains of China, venerated in Taoism. It has 5 peaks, one in the center, one in the north, 2 in the western hemisphere, and eastern and western hemispheres south. The tallest one is the final one. Here is where Taoist monks used to climb the notorious Trail of Death to get to the temple at the top. Tourists now utilize this challenging path to get an adrenaline rush like never before and take in a breathtaking view. The temple has been repurposed into a tea shop where courageous people can relax. The path is a boardwalk made by 2x4s that go along the curve of the cliffs. This building is suspended over a canyon that goes down hundreds of meters. No fences or guardrails are present. It's only passable by squeezing oneself between the stone walls and clinging to the shackles. The rope stands in for an actual safety net. The path of death is not for easily scared people. It takes 30 minutes to find. Making a mistake could kill you, and you must go back the same way you came. But despite this, hundreds of visitors flock here yearly to challenge themselves. 9th place is Mount Everest, Nepal. Tourists from all walks of life flock to see Mount Everest. Tourists from all walks of life flock to see Mount Everest. That is, people to reach the summit of Mount Everest. From the mountain base, some 1,200 brave adventurers head out each year. Only about half of them make it to the meeting, and a few die attempting. The weather becomes worse and worse the higher you go up the mountain. People must be very cautious due to the low oxygen levels, the frigid temperatures, and the potentially catastrophic falls. Over 200 remains are believed to still be on the mountain, frozen in place. 10th place is Snake Island, the deadliest place on Earth. Snake Island is near the coast of Brazil. If you went there, you'd be in a location that ranks among the world's riskiest. If you look at the name of the island, it's easy to see why. On the island, there are many snakes, and many of them are poisonous. The island is home to thousands of golden lancehead vipers, one of the most poisonous snake species in the world. Brazilian government had to make it hard to get to the island because it's so dangerous. The places on the list mentioned above are not meant to be a teasing of the nerves or elicit novel feelings. Each of these locations pose severe risks to vacationers and should be avoided. Do not forget to purchase insurance before your trip if you do not want to be treated like a typical tourist that relies on travel guides. You should also have copies of important papers, extra cash, and a backup phone. Click the like button and provide feedback if the video was interesting. Hopefully you'll love the remainder of our videos and subscribe so you can watch them whenever you want. That's it for now. The new videos will be up as soon as they're uploaded.